Chapter 21. I jolt awake when I hear someone pounding on the door. When I open my eyes, I'm disoriented. And then I remember that I'm still in the hideout. Light streams in through one open window close to the ceiling. Outside, birds are chirping and cars are whooshing by. It must be morning now. I look at my phone and see that the battery died. What time is it? I hope it's early enough that my parents aren't looking for me at Nora's. I better head back upstairs. I throw the blanket off of me and stand up. My neck hurts a little. Turns out sleeping on a beanbag chair isn't all that comfortable. Someone is still pounding on the door. Maybe it's Nora or one of the other kids trying to come down here. They're probably confused about why the door is locked. 1 second. I walk up the stairs and unlock the door. I start pushing it up, but then the person on the other side pulls it. I wait to see a friend's face on the other side of the door. But once it's all the way open, I see how wrong I am. Because standing there in the storage closet looking down at me, it's my mom. Joy, Mom cries out. Oh, thank God. We were so worried. What are you doing down here? I climb out of the hideout and she pulls me into a hug. She squeezes so hard I stop breathing for a second. I'm so glad you're okay. While still holding on to me, she makes a call on her cell. Evan, I found her. A pause. She's fine. Another pause. Yeah, let Felix know. We'll be right up. She hangs up the phone and releases me from the hug, but holds onto my arms. Don't you ever do that again. I'm so sorry, I say. I didn't mean to scare you. Wait, is Dad home? There's a glimmer of hope in my gut as I imagine Dad deciding not to stay at Uncle Spencer's after all. He came back when I realized you weren't at Nora's apartment, Mom said. Oh. I try to close the door to the hideout so we can leave, but Mom stops me. Wait, what is down there? She asks. Nothing, I say automatically. The lie makes me break into a sweat, but there's no way Mom can see what's down there. It's bad enough that she discovered the secret door. Grown-ups aren't supposed to know about the hideout at all. Joy, move out of the way right now. It's clear from the tone in Mom's voice that she is not going to let this go. I slowly move to the side of the hideout door. Mom crouches over and lifts it up again, and then peers inside. What is down there? She repeats. I don't say anything. Joy, what is down there? A room, okay? It's no big deal. Show me. You don't have to go down there. I'm sorry. I'll never do anything like this again. I promise. You can forget about it. The words tumble out quickly. I'm not going to forget it because you were down there all night when you were supposed to be at Nora's apartment. Show me the room now. I walk down the steps and turn on the light switch. Mom is right behind me. What is this place? Mom asks when she's down the steps too. It's a room where the kids in the building hang out. That's it. Can we go now? Mom ignores my question. Why didn't you tell me about it? It's supposed to be a secret. Mom glares at me and then peers around the room, as if she's trying to make sense of it all. She sees the fleece blanket on the beanbag chair. Is that where you slept? I nod. How did you find me? I stopped by Nora's apartment this morning when I didn't hear from you, and Felix let me know that you weren't there and you hadn't been there all night. I was terrified and called your dad immediately. Do you understand what you put us through? Mom's voice breaks a little, and my heart sinks. I'm sorry, Mom. I just wanted to be by myself for a little while. Mom continues as if she hadn't heard me. I turned on the tracker that tells us where your phone is, and it said the last location was down here. It kept telling me the phone had been in this closet, but I couldn't find it, or you. Then I found that door. I started banging on it because I didn't know what else to do. She sounds like she's about to cry. I can't even look at Mom in the eyes. I'm sorry, I say again. Let's go upstairs, Mom says. Your dad is waiting for us. We'll talk more in our apartment. I close the hideout door before following Mom upstairs. The dread in my chest grows bigger with every step I take. Dad hugs me tight as soon as I walk in the door. I'm so glad you're okay. I'm fine, I say. Sorry I scared you. When he finally lets go of me, he says, have a seat on the couch. Where's Malia? I ask. In her room, Dad says, playing with her Legos so we can talk. I nod and take a deep breath. I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's not going to be good. I've never been in this much trouble before. I'm so glad you're safe, Dad says, but what you did was unacceptable and dangerous. Do you understand? I nod. I know. I promise I didn't mean to scare you, either of you. But you lied to us. On purpose, Mom says. I wanted to be alone, and I knew you wouldn't follow me if I said I was going to Nora's house. This is serious, Joy, Mom says. What if you gotten hurt down there? You can't go to some secret room and not tell anyone. What secret room? Dad asks. Mom explains where she found me, giving him details about what the room looks like. I cringe while listening to her to describe the hideout, a place that's supposed to be only for kids in the building. This was the biggest hideout rule, and I broke it. I can't let the other kids find out, or they'll hate me. Does Carlos know about it? Dad asks. My eyes get wide. No, you can't tell Carlos. You can't tell anyone. Excuse me, but you are not the parent here, Mom says. You do not tell us what to do. This is bad, really bad. If Carlos finds out about the hideout, he'll probably close off the room for good. I don't want to lose the hideout. I don't want all the other kids to hate me. I'll lose all of them. I know it. Tears fill up. Please, I know I messed up, but you can't tell anyone else about the hideout. It's supposed to be a secret. The hideout? Who else knows about this room, Joy? Mom asks. Shoot. Now they know what we call it. What is wrong with me? Joy? Mom repeats. There's a warning in her tone. My other friends in the building, I finally say, my voice low. The kids you hang out with at the bus stop? Dad asks me. I nod. We should talk to their parents, Mom says to Dad. Please. I look down at my lap and blink a lot so I won't cry. Please don't. You can go to your room now, Mom says. We need to talk about your punishment. Telling other people about the hideout is punishment enough, but of course I don't say that out loud. I go to my room. Malia is sitting on the rug, surrounded by a million Lego pieces. Look, I made a butterfly rocket. Want to see? Not right now, I mumble. I climb up to the top bunk and stare at the ceiling while I wait for my parents to be done talking. They come into the room a few minutes later and stand next to the bunk bed. With me lying down and them standing up, we're face to face. We're taking your phone away when you're at home. You can only have it at school so we can reach you. Same with your laptop. You can only use it for homework with supervision. You also can't get together with your friends for 2 weeks. The only thing we're letting you do is walk the dogs since you made a commitment to Nora and the dog owners. I nod. At least I can see Nora. Hopefully she will want to talk to me after she hears what happened. Then Dad says, we have no choice but to tell the other parents and Carlos about the room downstairs. We don't even know if that room is safe to inhabit, if it's structurally sound. And if the other kids are going down there, their parents should know. I want to yell, tell them they can't do this, but I know it's no use. They've made up their minds, and arguing with them will only make my punishment worse. When Mom and Dad leave, Malia stares up at me with wide eyes, her butterfly rocket frozen in midair. Whoa, Joy. What did you do? Nothing. I turn around so I'm facing the wall. Maybe I can explain it to the other kids. They'll have to understand that I didn't mean for this to happen. But then I think of what the hideout means to each of them, a place to draw freely, a place to get away from annoying siblings, a place to be themselves. Nausea sets in. What if I just took all of that away from them? Chapter 22. It's official. The hideout is closed. Mom and Dad talked to Carlos, and now he's going to tell the other parents in the building about the secret room underneath the storage closet. Carlos is going to add a new lock to the outside of the door while he figures out what to do about it. He'll be the only one with the key. The Fabulous Five won't be able to escape to the hideout ever again. There's nothing I can do to stop any of this from happening. All I can do is cry, but not for long, because I have to take Ziggy on a morning walk. He's the only dog Nora and I walk on the weekends. Nora could probably walk him on her own, now that we've had so much practice, but I'm glad my parents are still letting me go. Other than Ziggy's walks, I'm supposed to stay inside the apartment for the rest of the weekend, but that's okay. What matters is that I have the chance to tell Nora what happened before she hears it from Carlos or her parents. If I can't talk to all the other kids right now, at least I can talk to her. I hope she understands that I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I take a quick shower and change my clothes before heading out. Nora's getting off the elevator, and I brace myself for her reaction to the hideout stuff. Maybe she's already heard by now, but her reaction doesn't come. Hey, she says, sounding normal. Did you see my text? Did you know your mom thought you were sleeping over at my place last night? What was that about? Yeah, about that. I trail off, not sure how to start. Just then, May opens her apartment door. Good morning, girls, she says. She's smiling, and as usual, Ziggy is beside her, wearing his harness, all ready to go. Morning, we both say back. I'm grateful that May doesn't know that I'm in trouble. Neither does Ziggy, who comes over and licks my hand. How's your knee? I ask. Getting better every day, May says. Thank you for asking. Here you go. She passes me and Nora our payment for the week. I thank her and stuff the $20 bill in my pocket, like Nora. Be back soon, Nora says as we take Ziggy's leash. The sky is thick with gray clouds. Are you going to tell me what's going on now? Nora asks as we walk. Why'd your mom think you were at my apartment? Nora, I did something bad. Her eyes widen. What? I sort of fell asleep, I say, in the hideout overnight. You what? Nora stops walking, and Ziggy, who is a few steps ahead, gets tugged by his leash as a result. I didn't mean to. I told my parents that my parents told me that my dad is moving out. Nora frowns. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. And I got upset and wanted to be alone. I told my parents that I was going to your apartment, but I really went to the hideout. I was there for a while and I didn't want to go home, so I told them I was sleeping at your house. I didn't think they'd come looking for me there. They never did that before. Oh. We get to the park, and Ziggy immediately finds his favorite tree. While he does his business, I say, that's not the worst part. I pace next to the tree because I'm too anxious to stand still. Promise you'll still be friends after you hear what happened next? Uh-oh, Nora says. Promise. Okay, I promise. Morning. I'm not going to stop being your friend. Okay, I promise I'm not going to stop being your friend. I take a deep breath and say, my mom found me. She found the hideout. What? I explained how my phone died, and mom turned on the Find My Phone app when she realized I wasn't at Nora's apartment, that she tracked me down to the storage closet and found the secret door. I tell her everything that happened after that. It's over, I say. Nora, we can't use the hideout anymore. Carlos is going to lock it up for good. She puts her hand over her mouth. My stomach drops and a couple of tears fall from my eyes. But instead of yelling at me like I was afraid of, Nora comes closer and gives me a hug. Do you hate me? I ask. No, she says. This stinks, but you didn't mean for it to happen. I believe you. As soon as I hear those words, I feel lighter. I'm sorry your dad's moving out, Nora adds. I nod and get quiet. Then I say, I'm worried the other kids are going to hate me. I mean, the hideout was our sanctuary and now it's gone. No, Nora says, but she doesn't sound super convinced. Don't worry, we'll talk to them. I'm not allowed to talk to anyone. I'm only allowed to leave our apartment to walk Ziggy until school on Monday. Well, maybe it's good if you're not around when they find out. Can you explain it to them? I ask. Tell them I didn't mean for any of this to happen? I'll try, she says. I wipe my eyes with the back of my hand and then wipe the dampness off of my shorts. Why are you being so understanding? Because you're my friend and my business partner. We're in this together. You're the best. Ziggy, done doing his business, looks up at us expectantly. I'll get this one, Nora says, grabbing a baggie. No, I take the bag from her. If anyone deserves to pick up dog poop, it's me. When we're walking again, Nora says, maybe there's a way to get the hideout back. We can talk to our parents and to Carlos, convince them to let us use it again. You think that could work? It's worth a try. We could put together another presentation with our list of reasons. I nod. Nora's right. Maybe this can be fixed. I hold on to that little bit of hope for now. By the end of the weekend, Dad has moved out of the apartment. When Malia cries, I try to comfort her. At least she can still go to ballet class and on a sleepover at her friend's house. Meanwhile, when I'm not walking Ziggy with Nora, I'm stuck in my room thinking about Dad being gone and what that means. Is divorce next? Mom said no, but I'm not sure I believe her. I'm also thinking about when I'll get to talk to Elena, Oliver, and Miles. The only thing I can do is distract myself, is work on my piano theory workbook. But even it can't stop me from worrying about what will happen now that everything has changed again. I thought moving out of our house was the worst thing to happen to me, but I was wrong. Is this how things will be for me from now on? Am I always going to be losing something? Any glimmer of hope that my other friends will forgive me disappears when I'm heading to the bus stop on Monday morning. When I'm still halfway down the block, Nora spots me and runs my way. Hey, she says. Hey, what's going on? I want to warn you. She glances at our friends waiting at the bus stop and then back at me. They're not happy. I look past her at Elena, Oliver, and Miles. Elena's arms are crossed, and when she spots me, her eyes shoot daggers. I've never seen her so angry. Oliver and Miles keep their backs toward me. Can they not even look at me? My chest gets tight, and I focus on Nora again. But you talked to them, right? Yeah, I tried to explain that it was all an accident, but you know how much everyone loved the hideout, and the one rule was to not let adults find out about it. Nora trails off. She doesn't have to say anything else. It's exactly what I was afraid of. They hate me. They'll get over it eventually, Nora quickly adds. They'll have to. And, we might be able to convince Carlos to open the room up again. But in the meantime, maybe you should, I don't know, avoid them? What am I supposed to do? I ask. I need to get on the bus to school, too. I know, but maybe stand over here, and when you see the bus pulling up, then go over, Nora suggests. I'll stand here with you. I sit down on the curb, suddenly dizzy. They don't even want to stand near them at the bus stop? The last few days have already been the worst I've ever experienced. Now, on top of losing everything else, I've lost 3 of my friends, too.